Windswept Tale. The copperpot tree was in full bloom. Vibrant and vivacious, it swayed gracefully from side to side, sending down a shower of copper-yellow petals. "Gosh, you're beautiful!" exclaimed the other trees. The copperpot tree stood up straight and rustled its leaves, clearly enjoying the attention. A gust of wind blew through the forest, causing all the trunks to bend westwards. "Oh no, my flowers!" cried the copperpot tree, trying its best to stand still. Another gust of wind sent the trees swaying the other way. "That's enough," said the copperpot tree, as a bunch of flowers fell from its topmost branches. "I've just about had enough." All the other trees turned to look. "Now look here, Mr. Wind, I refuse to dance to your tunes anymore. I wish to sway by myself." "Not the way you want me to," said the copperpot tree firmly. A gentle whisper broke out among the trees. The wind stopped blowing. The din of dead silence rang through the forest. A moment later the wind swept through the air again. It circled around the trees and made a whooshing sound. But it never touched the copperpot tree. The copperpot tree watched the other trees giggle as the wind tickled their branches. Then it turned the other way and admired its flowers. Out of the corner of its eye it looked to see if any tree was watching. But they were all dancing with the wind. The copperpot tree tried to ruffle its flowers. But it couldn't. It tried to shake its branches. But it couldn't. It tried to lean closer to the other tress. But it couldn't. All it could do was stand still. "Gosh, you're beautiful," said the trees. A few days later, the copperpot tree opened its tired eyes with a glimmer of hope. But the other trees were looking elsewhere. They were looking at the gulmohar tree, which was ablaze with fiery red flowers. It was scattering its petals in the air like tiny sparks of fire. The wind blew around it, tousling its branches and making its flowers flush an even brighter red. Nobody paid any attention to the copperpot tree, which was all bent now. There wasn't a single copper-yellow flower on it. Dried flowers and leaves still clung to its branches. The copperpot tree let out a groan. Its trunk was hurting from standing so still. It longed to sway at least once. But the wind refused to even come near it. "All right, Mr. Wind, I'm sorry. The truth is that I need you," sighed the copperpot tree. It felt a slight waft of air near its side. The wind had come closer to listen. "I know I'm a big beautiful tree, with lovely flowers and healthy branches and a nice strong trunk. But all that doesn't matter, if all I can do is be still," said the copperpot tree. "I want to sprinkle my petals over the little children that sit beneath me. I want to reach out my branches and kiss the sky. I want to stretch and protect the people that take shelter under me. I want to dance again. I want to be a living, breathing tree that sways with the wind." The copperpot tree hunched lower, unable to even stand up straight anymore. A gentle breeze floated over the copperpot tree. It started out at its roots, awakening them from their slumber. It traveled upwards, wrapping itself around its trunk and permeating through its gnarled branches. It gave the tree a little shake, causing its dried flowers and leaves to fall away. It nuzzled the little flower buds which started blooming. The wind encompassed the copperpot tree in a giant hug and swayed with it in a soft, gentle dance. The copperpot tree threw its branches around the wind and danced like it had never danced before.